3 years ago, Dr. David Meyers from KU Medical School testified at a Kansas Senate committee about the health impact of a smoking ban. The committee's questions led him and a group of doctors to undertake a study that he believes shows a direct link between a smoking ban and the reduction in heart attacks.
And what we found out of those 11 studies was there was a 9% decrease in heart attacks after the initiation of a smoking ban. Of those 10 sites, again 11 studies, the duration of the bans that they examined ranged from 2 months to up to 3 years. So when we lumped those all together, there was a 8% reduction in heart attacks. What is more important is then when we looked at what reduction you would get for each year of the ban, which is a much more understandable number, we find that there's approximately a 15% reduction in heart attacks for each year that a ban is in place. Another group of investigators at the University of California, San Francisco, did a virtually identical study, including a few different studies. There are actually a total of 13 places worldwide that have investigated the effect of smoking bans on heart attacks. The San Francisco investigators found an 18% overall reduction in heart attacks and a 10% per year reduction for each year the ban is in effect. Very similar results, and fits with a couple of other investigators that have used mathematical modeling. So the theoreticians who ascertained that they would expect between a 5 and 15% reduction per year of a smoking ban. So indeed, what both the San Francisco and the Kansas City meta-analyses studies have shown fits exactly with what the theoreticians had predicted. So we're saying somewhere between a 10 and 15% reduction in heart attacks for each year that a smoking ban is in place.
Heart attacks are the leading cause of death for both men and women in the U.S. In some places with a smoking ban, some studies showed detectable differences within 3 months of the ban, and that as little as 20 minutes of exposure to cigarette smoke can make changes to cells in the body.
It has been said that the people that are smoking now are the people that can't quit, that anybody that can easily quit has stopped smoking. Now, we're down to 22% of the population smoking. You need a lot of motivation as a reformed smoker. You need a lot of motivation, and just telling somebody to smoke is not sufficient. Having a heart attack is very good at getting someone to stop smoking. At the end of 1 year, between 50 and 80% of those people have continued to not smoke. Me telling somebody that they shouldn't smoke isn't particularly effective. One of the benefits of the smoking bans, and this was measured in both New York and in Rome, showed that smoking bans did help people stop smoking. And there was a measurable decrease in sales of tobacco products, and there was a decrease in prevalence of people smoking.
While some studies disagree, Meyers says he believes the health benefits of the smoking ban exist and believes more testing should be done.
We have now 2 meta-analyses that have looked at 13 studies worldwide and have concluded that smoking bans in a community will decrease the risk of a heart attack by between 10 and 15%. 4 of those studies were done in Italy, and those studies really didn't show very much benefit. Indeed, 2 of them showed absolutely no benefit to the smoking bans. A study in the United States, very similar to ours, a meta-analysis that looked at myocardial infarction or heart attack in many of the communities across the United States that have activated smoking bans, concludes that smoking bans do not decrease the risk of a heart attack, and that the benefits seen in those 13 studies that we've examined worldwide can be in large part attributed to the variation in heart attack risk over time. While I don't think that's true, I think our studies looking out to 3 years prove quite quite definitively that their argument is incorrect. Nonetheless, that argument has to be considered if we're going to be fair. And I think further studies in the long term need to be continued to make sure we're right. This is a big thing. If we're really going to, in a sense, intrude on individual rights for the benefit of a community, we need to be quite sure that there's a true benefit in doing that.